What's happening, y'all? So I'm out here smoking a cigar because this is a beautiful day out here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful day out here. Um, I want to address something real quick, right? Got rum and coke beside me, but I came across a TikTok, right? And they were discussing if, by the way, I just can't remember your name, so please forgive me. I don't recognize your name or haven't remembered your name, so I'm greatly apologize for that. But this individual said if Orochimaru didn't bring up the first or second Hokage when he was battling against Hiruzen, the third Hokage, would the third Hokage be able to beat Orochimaru? Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that he's coming out of that bitch victorious. There's no way. The amount of jutsu that this man has accumulated throughout the Naruto series, like, I know there's like a lot of it that hasn't really been shown, but I know for a fact that the manga will pretty much clear that up. But the amount of jutsu this nigga knows, like, and I know like the whole aspect of the student will always surpass the master in a sense. In a way that could be true, but in this case is 100% true. Could you imagine the amount of jutsu that Orochimaru knows to beat Hiruzen? Mind you, I don't even really recall the age of the third Hokage. I just know for a fact he's probably like in his 70s or something like that, right? So give or take, Orochimaru's in his 50s. So take age into consideration as well. But overall, I can only imagine the amount of jutsu that this nigga knows for real, for real. He's putting that man on a t-shirt. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see a scenario if he didn't bring up the first two Hokage. He's not surviving it. And mind you, he was actually trying to prevent the third Hokage from being resurrected as, no, not the third, I'm sorry. The fourth Hokage. He was trying to prevent the fourth Hokage from being risen out the dead as well. So you mean to tell me that, let's say for the sake of argument, right, that Orochimaru brought up the previous Hokage, first, second, and fourth Hokage. That nigga is not surviving that, regardless of what anybody else will believe. I just don't see a scenario. So if he would have brought back those three Hokage, he's not coming back from that. He didn't survive what was shown to us, meaning out of the first two Hokage, sure, the first two he survived, but ultimately got killed off by Orochimaru. I don't see a scenario when Orochimaru doesn't bring up the first two Hokage and he still doesn't win. Like, Orochimaru is bodying this nigga. And let's take this into consideration, right? Let's say, for the sake of argument, like, he does, like, beat him and a week goes by. You know, apparently news travels fast in the Naruto world. Because the amount of time that Jiraiya heard that the third Hokage has passed, I promise you this. Orochimaru will be put on a t-shirt if Jiraiya wasn't drugged by Tsunade. Like, he's putting on a t-shirt. The fact that Orochimaru barely even survived because he had Kabuto's help just goes to show you the amount of hands and feet Jiraiya would have put on Orochimaru if he was not drugged. I promise you that. Mind you, I think that fight when the third pretty much sealed off his jutsu, right? And the time when Jiraiya met Orochimaru and Tsunade all eventually met him on the battlefield, he had to have been at least 30%. At least 30%. And yet he was still able to hold his own. So can you imagine what Jiraiya would do at 100%? You would not see Orochimaru. You damn sure wouldn't see Kabuto anyway. Because, like, give or take, Naruto was able to, like, do what he was able to do, I guess. But Jiraiya's putting both of them on the t-shirt. Especially Orochimaru. Like, Orochimaru will probably be first. But I don't see a scenario when Orochimaru is surviving at least another week, maybe 2 weeks tops, if Jiraiya doesn't find out the news. And mind you, like, if he was 100%, there is no way. There is literally no way I see that happening. But shout out to this TikToker. Like I said, if I know I don't remember your name, and I sincerely apologize for that, but that really sparked up a fire in me because I was like, bro, there is no way that you really think that the third Hokage, and mind you, like, she didn't necessarily say that this Hokage would actually survive, but like at the same time, it was like, bro, you don't really see a scenario, and that's what pretty much this whole discussion was about. That nigga was not going to survive that, even if he brought up the first two Hokage. Like, I just don't see it. But y'all let me know in the comments down the section below. Like, I don't see a scenario at all, and I mean literally at all, that the third Hokage was going to win that battle, even if he didn't bring up the first two Hokage. But what y'all think, man? What y'all think? I want to hear y'all.